Hey YouTube, hey! Hope all is well with you. I hope you're having a good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of the day it is you're watching this on. It's morning here. It's a little nippy outside. It snowed again. Been for a little walk in the snow. Somewhat scenic, somewhat therapeutic. I would recommend it. Wrap up warm, get the snow boots on, put some gloves if it's snowing where you are. Yes, it's probably snowing where you are. The big blizzard in New York, you've seen that. Anyway, enjoy the snow. Take yourself for a little stroll. Just be alone with your thoughts. It's good sometimes. Trust me on this. Okay, so this video is just this week. It was announced in the news that Simon Kinberg, one of the writers behind X-Men: Days of Future Past and First Class and so on, he's announced that, let me see here, yes, that they're going to do an X-Men TV show. Basically, Fox are lobbying to try and do an X-Men TV show, sort of a la Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's going to be set in the X-Men cinematic universe. But, well, here's what he had to say about it. It makes sense to tell some of these stories in TV, partly because there's just not enough screens to do all these characters, and also because the serialized format of comic books is better suited for TV. Now, that's fair enough, yeah. He makes an excellent point. Yes, it does. So this is definitely going to be from the X-Men cinematic universe. But there's a couple of things that I bring up there. You know, I don't want to knock the X-Men, but for me, in terms of like a serialized superhero TV show, Spider-Man lends himself to that. This guy, the market's kind of oversaturated with Spider-Man right now. Instead of the reboots that they'd gone through it like and did like a Spider-Man TV show, like a modern take, like a Smallville or something, or even like what they're doing now with the Flash, which is brilliant. You know, because Peter Parker's life, more than any other superhero out there, is a soap opera, it would be great, you know? And we could see him leave high school, get a job at the Bugle, maybe become a teacher and things, you know, so his real life. And also Venom is happening and maybe the Clone Wars. And yeah, cool stuff like that. Anyway, that's by the by. This is good for a number of reasons. It all depends, it all hinges on whether or not Fox holds the movie rights to the X-Men franchise, not the TV rights. They're still with Marvel, so they have to go up and ask the big boss, can we make an X-Men TV show? It all depends on that. But assuming they can, then this could mean a number of things. At the end of Days of Future Past, spoilers if you haven't seen Days of Future Past, but basically at the end, time has been rewritten. And we've got the X-Men as the X-Men need to be. Scott and Jean are back together. They're both alive. We've got Kitty Pryde and Colossus there. We've got Beast, Hank McCoy, just there as an active member of the X-Men roster. It's just the X-Men, as we've always wanted them to see them. But we only see them like that for about 5 minutes or so. And it's so precious little. So they've said that that cast won't be returning, but it's kind of a shame because you've got an opportunity now for another, like a grassroots X-Men franchise. We've got an opportunity to see them in their prime as we want them, like in the comics, just acting as a school, as a safe harbor for all these gifted children and mutants, and as like, I don't know, a badass superhero team. So I'm not suggesting we're going to get that. I'm not saying we're going to have Famke Janssen, Halle Berry, James Marsden, Hugh Jackman and all on a TV show. That's a bit of a stretch. But we can have like the adventures of Young Mutants at Xavier's. You know, I'm pretty sure you can get Patrick Stewart in there. He's an American Dad all the time. It's definitely within the realm of possibility that he would be willing to do a few little cameos here and there on the TV show. You know, and that would be cool. And it doesn't even necessarily, if it's in that universe, grand, but it doesn't necessarily have to be about the X-Men. What about X-Force? Rob Liefeld, the creator of Deadpool and X-Force, he sort of said that there was an X-Force movie in the works, but then after Days of Future Past, that the slate was wiped clean, and now, you know, they're focusing on other properties. So that's kind of a shame. X-Force are, for those who don't know, it's sort of like a Black Ops X-Men, who are sort of, they're all killers. They're less superhero, more assassins. You've got guys like Wolfsbane. Wolverine was the leader at one stage. Deadpool's a part of it. Cable is a leader at another stage. Archangel, Psylocke. Cool characters, man. So you can grab an assortment of them because the X-Men, their roster is huge, huge, and pretty much every X-Men movie, bar First Class, or not bar First Class, bar First Class, and Days of Future Past have been Wolverine centric. Yes, Hugh Jackman and Wolverine were an integral part of Days of Future Past, but they're not the stars. It's really not their story at all. They just sort of come and go. So that's pretty cool. So we've got an opportunity there for something different. It would be cool. X Force. Look at how successful the Suicide Squad are in Arrow. They're going to be bringing those guys back at least once a year. So that it would be cool to see those guys. And again, it could be used to answer a lot of questions left over from the original X-Men movies of the early and late 2000s. Like, where the fuck is Nightcrawler? Where's he been? You know, yeah. So I can support this again. I mean, in 2016, we've already got Deadpool coming out. We've got X-Men Apocalypse. We've got Gambit coming out. It's already a pretty mutant heavy year. But you know, there's still so much left to see. We haven't seen Cable. We haven't seen. We have seen the Sentinels. I would like to see more Sentinels, bigger Sentinels. You know, guys like even just like random guys like Wild Child, and you know, and just Feral. Multiple Man needs to come back. He was underserved. You know, Psylocke, big characters, man. You know, classic heroes from the X-Men run that we haven't really seen much of. They haven't really had their time in the sun. And yeah, again, there's an opportunity here. It doesn't need to be all in a big firework display of a movie that like The Last Stand was, where nobody just cramming it full of characters trying to please the fans, but nobody's getting a word in, and it's sort of a blink and you miss it for each character. Serialized TV show means, hey, one episode can be about introducing the Stepford Cuckoos, or another episode can be Juggernaut centric. Come on, you can see Vinnie Jones coming back for that, right? And then we can have like a little face off between him and Patrick Stewart because they're brothers, and that wasn't addressed ever, you know. So yeah, I would like to see this. I'm excited for this. If you think this is a good idea or a bad idea, then please, by all means, tell me. You know, shout out what suggestions you think, what they could do right, what they could do wrong, and yeah, like I said, as always, if you like this video, please click like, subscribe, view, share, and all the usual jazz. And yeah.